Mavericks and the Celtics. We're going to go over a bunch of props, take a look at some parlay pieces for later today and maybe for later this week as well. I'm Andy. Welcome to Props and Parlays Today. Let's get right into it. Several of you have been asking about doing Road to Millions and some recaps of our plays. So we'll go over at the end of this video all of our plays from last week. We had a great week, and thanks to everybody who was on board. So it was a banger. Let's talk about some of these plays here, guys. I think one of the interesting things we have to realize when we're looking at props is you look at the score of the last game, and because of the blowout, minutes were down for everybody. Luka only played 33 minutes. Derrick White played the most minutes for the Celtics, only 31. So it was unders galore. The one that was brutal was PJ Washington playing 14 minutes. He got into foul trouble, didn't do anything, came in way under his props. So when we look at these props, we're going to break them down player by player here. So you're just going to see a lot of unders on the last game. So Luka, I still have jotted down as an under player if you're going to do anything with him. There's just the number's so high. It's just 50.5 is way, way, way high. So only gone over in one game this series. So that's one that I would look at. His 3 points shots. I mean, the guy didn't even make any in the last game. But again, very, very limited on the minutes here. The last two games have really killed my wager on the over 8.9 average rebounds per game. So we got some work to do on that one. But hey, when you make that bet thinking he's going to average over 40 minutes, and then one game goes way, way under, and not good. So Luka's kind of an under on the points, rebounds, and assists here. Jayson Tatum, he goes under as well. It's just amazing. Jayson Tatum, he has not gone over this number at all this series. So his points just aren't there, except for the one game. But you look at the other games, and his points are 16, 18, and 15. They got his point total at 27.5. So you're asking for a huge, huge night shooting from him. Rebounds, of course, not gone well the last couple games. So I think he's an under player again. I really do. 27.5. It just feels like way too many points. If you want to do the PRA and hope that he continues this trend, but I'm not taking any overs on Jayson Tatum. That's for sure. Jaylen Brown, just terrible points, rebounds, and assist number in the last game. Game before that, 46. So, again, points, they have it at 24.5. He's only gone over in one of these games. And it just kind of keeps going back to this thing about, the Celtics, they're a team. They don't rely on one person every single game to go over. So you just go down the list and you just see a lot of unders on this team. The books have figured it out. Like, everyone likes playing overs. Let's just raise those Celtics numbers all the way up, and then they all just keep coming in on the under. So Kyrie Irving, again, we talked about him. We talked about with Kyrie Irving that if you're going to play his points over, you might as well take the alt line, because like the times he goes over, it's 30 points or more. So you're playing Kyrie Irving, it's over 30 points, not this 23.5. If you're playing anything on the points, it's under. But if you're over, you just, he just tends to have these huge games. So even came under on the 32.5 points, rebounds, and assists last game, playing limited minutes. I'm not playing any Kyrie Irving plays. I'll just tell you guys that right now. Jrue Holiday, he's really come crashing back to earth here on this rebounds and assist play. Again, the minutes was the big thing, but he goes on this really, really nice stretch of 6 games in a row going over his rebounds and assists, and then hasn't come close the last couple games. But again, minutes. So I think I would go back to Jrue Holiday. Of all these guys that went under in the last game, I think Jrue Holiday is kind of the one that I would say, yeah, that one. How many minutes did Jrue Holiday play? Yeah, 29 minutes. Yeah, I would go back to him over. He's too important. They're at home. So it feels like a really nice Jrue Holiday game tonight. Derrick White, same thing. Derrick White is a tough one. I really, really am kicking myself that I didn't take the under on his 3.5 made 3-pointers. Anytime the books make this move, we talk about this all the time. Derrick White's 3-point number was 2.5. Well, he goes over in game 1, and he goes way over in games 2 and 3. So the books move it up to 3.5. As soon as the books make that number, they move it up. Just a classic. You go the opposite way, and sure enough, it would have cashed pretty easy. It was a little juicy, but I should have jumped on that one. So I'm not playing Derrick White over this 3.5 made 3-pointers. That just means you got to have a great shooting night, and not there. PJ Washington, boy, this guy was a real bummer. I would go back to his rebounds. He only played 14 minutes, only had 2 rebounds. He's going to play a lot of minutes tonight. Look for him to get 40, around the 40-minute mark, but then I would play rebounds over. So I guess if you wanted to go back to you could do points. You do points, rebounds, and assists. I think PJ Washington has a really nice bounce back spot. So let's see. Dereck Lively. Here's another one that I would, he went over. And I talked about this with Teddy on WagerTalk today about taking Dereck Lively. He seems to have the minutes advantage over Gafford. Sure enough, Gafford only played 10 minutes, Lively 22. So Dallas is telling you they trust Lively. Teddy was saying, why wouldn't you just go with rebounds? You can go with rebounds. It's 8.5. I think that's a pretty good number. Listen, if Dereck Lively plays another 25 to 30 minutes, he's going to go over. So Dereck Lively over rebounds is probably a pretty good play. That one definitely has my attention. Also, remind everybody, I'm not playing all these props. Any official plays will be given out through WagerTalk, but just going through these numbers. So don't play 10 of them just because of I chalked them up to leans here. So Al Horford goes under. That was predicted. It's kind of crazy. Without Porzingis, he goes under. So without Porzingis, yeah, he tends to go under. So there's just not a lot there. What did Al Horford do? Yeah, 23 minutes, one shot attempt, one shot attempt. So definitely not involved in the offense there. So let's talk Daniel Gafford here, 11.5. He still didn't get over. I mean, this is so low, so low. Like, man, I really, really am tempted to take Daniel Gafford over because this line just feels like such an overreaction. I mean, I know Daniel Gafford only played 10 minutes, but again, blowout. Surely he's going to play more than 10 minutes. He had 7 points. He had 4 rebounds. This one has my attention. Even it's at plus money that you can get over 6.5 points as points, rebounds, and assists. 11.5. I feel like this number is too big of an overreaction based on the minutes there. I know 10 minutes. He's going to play more than 10 minutes tonight. That would be my guess. So that one has my curiosity. But I've talked more about Daniel Gafford in this series more than anybody else has. Derrick Jones Jr., again, he gets hit by the minutes thing here. So I might go back to Derrick Jones Jr. I like his points, rebounds, and assists here. 9.5, pretty low number. He only played 17 minutes, had 3 personal fouls. So let's see what his minutes. Well, this is interesting. He played 29 and 32, but then he only played 16 minutes game 3, 17. So 17 minutes in game 4. So he's probably a stay away, actually. Derrick Jones Jr. So I've changed my mind looking at those numbers. Sam Hauser, Pritchard, Green, Kleber, Exum. None of these guys have my my attention. I will say, you knew Kleber was going to go over his points. This is an interesting one here, taking his over 2.5 points. I would. I know he played a ton at the at the blowout, but he played 23 minutes. He only took 2 shots though. Had 2 free throws, had 5 points. Maxi Kleber, poor Maxi Kleber in his shoulder. So that one's probably a stay away too. I guess if I'm looking at these and I'm trying to figure out, what's the best value? I think the best value is on Dereck Lively still. Probably his points. I would say his PRA or just his rebounds. Probably his rebounds. I said points, rebounds, and assists on Friday. He went over, but I mean, 13 and 12 rebounds is just a ton. And if he's going to be playing 25 minutes, he's going to get over this. So I guess if I'm really, really being honest with myself and honest with you guys, it's Dereck Lively over his rebounds. So if you guys could do me a favor, please hit the like button. Also leave us a comment. Tell us how your week's going. Tell us what best bet you like in the NBA game, or just leave some stupid word like pontoon. It helps algorithm out, helps WagerTalk know we're doing a good job for you. So just a little minute out of your day to hit the like button and leave me a comment. Well, really, really helps us out. So what do we have up at WagerTalk for this week? Well, it's 5% PFL best bet. We're going to make a PFL and UFC pack. We did it last week, worked out great. I'm telling you guys, PFL is where it's at. We went 2-0 in PFL. I know we got a little lucky with Liz Carmouche, but not only did we go 2-0 straight up in PFL, we hit a cross-sport parlay with PFL. And those of you that joined us on Takedown Live for the live PFL show know we made nice units in in the PFL this week. So that was last week. This week we're going to take advantage of it even more. So there's a 5% PFL bet that is up. The plays are up right now. The lines are up on the sports book. So I would lock this in ASAP. You're not only going to get the PFL 5% play, but you're also going to get the UFC play. We were number one the last 10 weeks going into last week, and we are still number one. So that's 11 weeks that we are the number one MMA handicapper over at wagertalk.com. Been doing a lot of good work. Articles are looking great. Videos are looking great. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Now let's turn it into some money with this 5% play this week. So go grab that. Andy Lang at wagertalk.com. So let's see if we have anything here. Parlay wise, I don't really have a whole lot in soccer, to be honest with you. So there's some tennis matches going on that could have your attention, but those are for tomorrow. I would look at Taylor Fritz, possibly. Tommy Paul should beat Baez, Damon R. We actually got some pretty good tennis pieces. So all access clients, you guys are going to be getting some tennis plays. Tennis, we're going to go over our recap here in a bit. And tennis was very good to us. So that's at the ATP London. So those are a couple decent little parlay pieces. And then I'll be doing the golf video tomorrow, obviously with the Travelers Championship. If you think Scotty Scheffler is gonna play a lot better, so it's crazy. That was the worst I've ever seen Scotty Scheffler play. You could go back to his top 10 -225. Top 20. Listen, you're not playing Rory McIlroy. Who knows where that guy's head is at? Ludwig Abear at -165 seems pretty low. A guy kind of fell apart on the weekend, but still a pretty good play. Xander Schauffele cashed a cross-sport parlay for us on his top 30. So there's some pretty decent little, some decent plays. Golf's getting hard, man. You go down the list of some of these guys, like you can't trust Victor Hovland. You can't trust Patrick Cantlay. Matsuyama, maybe. But some of the, you can't trust Justin Thomas. Some of these guys are just it does make it easier for us because there's so many guys that I just can't bet on that it makes it easier because I know I don't have to worry about figuring out if I want to bet on Victor Hovland or not. It's definitely a no. So so those are some parlay pieces, just not a lot going on. So good day to tread kind of lightly, and we'll see if we can get after it with soccer and with tennis. So all right, Road to Millions. Trying to add 3% per week. Last week was really good. So let's do the last 7 days. We went 12-3 for plus 14.3 units. Cross sport parlays, 2-1. One of them was the 5% play. That was a bummer. So slight loser there, minus 0.7 units. Soccer was great, 3-0, plus 5.5 units. NHL, we hit our best bet. That was awesome. That was the $5 customer appreciation day. I know a lot of you guys were on that one. So we hit that one. MMA, again, talked about this one. 2-1, went plus 4.66 units. Tennis was great, 3-0, plus 3.5 units. And lacrosse, kind of a wash, 1-1 there. So I would expect tennis and MMA to be really, really good sources of profits for this week. So I would jump on a 7-day pass. If I were you guys, it's a lot more economic than just getting the 5% PFL play. If you just want one play, okay, go grab that one. But I would get a 7-day pass, mostly because of what's going to come up with tennis and MMA and probably soccer. So we know we're not going to continue on the undefeated run with soccer, but things look pretty good here. So takeaways from the last week was I'll monitor our winning streak here. 12-3 is a little bit outlandish in terms of winning percentage. We'll take it. It was a good week of profits, but at the same time, you got to expect some regression coming. So, but on the flip side, we didn't have disastrous weeks, but we had some weeks where we were kind of just breaking even a little bit. So maybe this is the regression back up. But yeah, we're almost at 60 units for the year again. We were close to 70 units. We dipped below that, and we've been kind of climbing our way back up. And so when we talk about winning and losing, I always tell people that not all units are the same. Like if you have 3 losses in a week that you have 12 wins, it's great. Like the losses don't even matter. But if you're on a losing streak and you lose a big chunk of your bankroll, those losses just mean so much more. So it's so important to try and avoid the big losing streaks. Last week, winning streak, great. This week is the one where I'm going to go, all right, we need to really, really try and figure out what sports we're due to regress in. So I'm probably done with official client plays in the NBA, especially if we get a win. If obviously if Boston wins tonight, obviously no more plays. But I may have one more play in NHL. Just having the dream season in NHL. I wish NHL was 12 months long based on how good that's gone. But like we said, we're moving on to MMA, and we think that's where the units are going to be with MMA, tennis, and soccer this week. So it's not sports that everyone watches. So I'm sure there's just going to be a lot of people that miss out on the units, and that's kind of in our wheelhouse. We call it winning in the shadows. Yeah, everyone wants to focus on all the main sports. We'll be here cashing on tickets in the PFL and the ATP London and, some of these obscure soccer games. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it for us. Thanks for joining us on Props and Parlays today. Again, hit the like button, get that 5% play or get a 7-day pass so you can lock in all the MMA, tennis, and soccer winners that we have this week over at WagerTalk.com. Good luck in your place. We'll see everyone later.